What's the shit you doing? Graduated from the part-time. Now you eating 5 max. And all sales is final, ain't no buybacks. Why you spend it on the vinyl, bitch? I'm wax. Outside the bed of chillin' like a polecat. Ain't enough super glue, but y'all broke ass. Huh? You went from diamond down to pewter, then the cubic, and the music don't like toe.
Hey, welcome to From Behind the Barcast, the podcast for bartending, service industry, drinking, and general. I'm Paxton, Eugene. We have
He
Clint.
just had some coffee, if you can't tell.
Clint the Mayonnaise Marauder Moses over there, and we got Sunset Kelly on the ones and twos.
Speaking of mayonnaise, let's go ahead and blow the door off some mayonnaise right quick.
Oh, God.
Shout out to listener Gracie, who was shamed at work for having a jar of Duke's mayonnaise in her purse. You know why she had one in her purse?
Why is that?
Because she wanted a BLT for lunch, but she didn't want it to get soggy, because that is how pros do it. You save the sauces for later. I brought by a Baldino sub today. You didn't have any mayonnaise. Somehow you've gone through a 32-ounce jar of mayonnaise in a month. I'm concerned about you. Welcome to the club.
I wasn't the only one.
I mean, I'll probably use a quarter of it. The 2 times I used it. But great idea. The BLT doesn't get soggy. I brought a Baldino sandwich. I got it with no.
What what Duke's receptacle was it? Was it a squeeze bottle? Was it a jar?
It was a jar. It was the part of the small jar, the picnic jar.
The party jar.
It wasn't the gallon.
Because I would shame anyone for having that amount of substance. In their
Exactly.
A quart of anything. Huh? Yeah. Well, it's a different camera now.
Okay, great. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to, hey, behind the scenes. Anyways, yeah. Speaking of,
okay. So how about talk about some shame?
Oh, I like your shirt. I didn't notice it until now.
Yeah. I just got it the other day. We're not talking about it though.
Turn your back on the damn thing.
Yeah. Well, let me turn the QR code this direction. If you're not watching this, you'll have this is.
Hey, QR code. That's a bad place for a QR code. Okay. Anyways,
but so I had this situation the other day. We've all heard of the verbal tipper. All of us who work in any service industry, we know the verbal tipper.
And oddly, you can't pay your rent with those.
It's really weird. They wouldn't take it at the bank.
Yeah.
I couldn't exchange it
For groceries? Trading for goods?
So we all know that. Oh, my God, you've been amazing today. Oh, my God, you took such good care of us. There's lots of subversive kinds of tippers, you know, where it's like there's the promiser, the over-promiser.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to tip good. Give me the tab. Oh, yeah, I love that guy. And like, I'd say 40% of the time, the I'm going to tip better than him guy tips pretty fat.
Yes.
But I think, look, you both should just tip me. What the full amount was going to be, and I'll decide.
Well, here's the thing. I have a case study at least like once every 2 weeks because I'll know the person that they're trying to not get to pay so that they can tip. And I know how well they tip. And then they go, I'll tip more. And then when they don't, I'm like, all right, that's a scientific method.
Write them down.
I mark them down and I never talk to them again.
I know who you are. Yeah.
So I had a new one. So this is new. This is innovative right here. Thursday daytime, I had 2 tables outside.
You work during the day on Thursdays?
I work during the day on Thursdays. I don't know if you guys knew that. I had 2 tables outside. I had a couple tables inside, but my 2 outside, there's one specific one that was right next to the door. So every time I walked by the door, I saw them. It was hard to forget about them. And I would see, like, they were just drinking sodas. And, well, they each had a beer. And then once they got their food, they started having sodas. And I would notice, and I would run out there and grab their Sprite. And the lady would be like, oh, my God, I was literally just thinking I could use more Sprite. She's having a great time. The guy is having the same, like, I'm not getting anything off of the guy that's like.
Is he as friendly as her or a little less?
Less friendly.
Okay.
But he just looked, but every time I asked him for anything, he's like, no, everything's great. Like he was, but he wasn't pouring on the praise.
Maybe she was being too nice to you, and it was pissing him off in the jealousy sort of way.
There's that. And there's also somebody that's I get this a lot of times, and it tends to be older black women will be kind of stern and like coarse with me because they're not going to tip me. I mean, a lot of older people don't tip for shit, and like it just in the South, some of the demographic this holds true, but they'll be kind of short with me the whole time. So they don't feel bad for tipping me like shit. And it's like you can just be nice to me.
You can be nice and not tip. Actually, that's a little better.
That's a little better for me. And just stare at me like shout out to Stare and Karen from last week. More on that later. We've got a review.
We got a review. That's beautiful. So it's time to get the tab, and the lady pulls her debit card, credit card, whatever, out of her purse, hands it to me. I walk in, I run it. I walk back out and I go to hand it to her, and the husband boyfriend dives in and intercepts the ticket and I get a $2 tip on 46. So it was the couple undercut is what I'm going to
50 cents
call
per refill.
Yeah, exactly. The couple's undercut, and it is, and now will be in the Urban Dictionary. It's where, you know how you Costanza people. You remember that? You remember what Costanzaing someone is?
I do.
You figure out what they tip, and then you tip like $1 more,
Yeah.
just so you win the tip game.
Oh, gotcha.
At the
Yeah.
restaurant, you get Costanza'd. Well, this is the undercut couple. They're like, no, if she's gonna tip 20%, I'm taking that debit card.
Now,
The tab, they might not have planned on spending as much money, and the guy was like, hey,
yeah, Huckapoo's will really shock you.
yeah, I know, yeah.
It's always the other shock.
Hey, don't overdraw our debit card.
Right, yeah.
Maybe? I don't know.
But it's a scenario.
If that $5 was gonna,
I mean, yeah, you shouldn't be out of a restaurant. But
Yeah.
to your point, Kelly, I think it might have been because I wasn't getting flirt vibes off of her.
Yeah.
yeah.
But that might not be the lens he was seeing the
Sure.
the change through. You get that?
Well, here's the thing. They were sitting across from each other. So that's already tells you that he's not that overbearing.
That's good. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the same side sitters. I used to think it was like some.
Hand holding while eating, not while it's dining. While eating.
I thought you said not while dying. The one time it's appropriate.
That's the one time it's appropriate. Walk down the beach holding hands. Walk through Walmart holding hands.
I used to think the same side sitters were romantics, but no, it's just a jealous dude that wants to see
Or they're
everything.
old.
Or they're old. That's fine. And they
Because one of them falls over, or because one of them starts dying, they can hold each other's
they can
hand.
hold each other's hand while they die.
They're ready. They're ready for the dying. Honey, you could go at any moment. Well, I've got a new one for you.
Well, they called in. Well, some people called in. And they were like, "Hey, can I bring in a dog?" And I was like, "How ugly is the dog?" And 90% of the time, I get a laugh.
And
And that 10%, they really don't like that joke.
here's the thing: if a dog's real ugly, it's cute.
That's what I'm saying. No matter how.
The thing is, you rarely look at a dog and go,
Ew.
"Ew." Hold on.
There's one dog, I'll tell you off camera.
Does it pee on the bar a lot?
No. It fucking looks like a human. It's got a human face. It is off.
It's like a sheep's head teeth too. Like it's got flat teeth. The thing is, almost all dogs are cute. Now, they can do things to make them uncute.
Yeah.
Like I don't find wiener dogs that cute. Usually,
Yeah.
if they behave well, like
Sure.
Carolyn's dogs are pretty well behaved, or Maddie's dog is well behaved.
Yeah.
So if it behave, and like Caitlin's dog is well behaved.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't like it'll pee on you, but he won't bark
The
at you a
things
lot.
that make any dog unattractive is their behavior.
Yeah.
Because it could be a sweet, like, golden retriever, but if it won't get off of everyone.
Right.
That's the owner's problem. It's a golden retriever, man.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, if it's farting everywhere. I don't know.
Or a Dalmatian that keeps running into the wall. he's overbred. So I had a dog table the other night. I come out, they sit outside. It's I need to set the table for what they look like because it's going to help. So it's an Asian woman, her two parents, they're Japanese, and her husband. He is white and definitely beta. What's lower than beta? He's this guy. He's that. He is super subservient to her.
So, what? To an Asian?
Yeah, she's bigger than him. So he was little.
Was he not in a war and picked her up?
No, he was too young.
Okay, gotcha.
He couldn't even have been in Vietnam to travel across there to get.
Okay,
to get,
gotcha.
Yeah, so she has a dog. I found out it's about 10 months old. Or they had it since it was 10 months old. It's about 2.5 years old now. It's a rescue. But when it walks up, it's got this on.
That's not a good look.
Wow. What kind of dog was it?
It was actually that exact dog. No.
Yeah, take a look if you're on Spotify.
Yeah,
you can open your phone
You can open your
now.
phone back there. Kelly had it on the screen. There.
There we go. Look at us. We did it right this week. So last week we can talk.
Look at that. There you go. Boom. He's even bigger.
We had a tragedy
That
happen.
looks like my dog.
Yeah, it actually does.
Like a smaller version of my dog with less brown eyes.
We had a tragedy last week. It was the first week we had the computer hooked up where we can do graphics, and we put a post-it note up there, and the goddamn green screen was affecting us. You couldn't read shit. You couldn't read a goddamn thing on it.
We'll talk about that in a little while, though. Yeah. So I'm like, they're outside, and the dog is by the wall, but like it's River Street. People are walking by, and like people are stupid. Kids are stupid. They'll try to touch any dog.
And especially if it's got a Hannibal Lecter mask on.
Well, thank God the mask was purple, and the dog was black, so it stood out a lot.
Okay.
But I'm like, and like, so I come back, and their customers cool as shit. They were all cool as hell. Grandpa, Dad, he drank 4 Guinnesses. He would just go, another? He didn't say anything else to me in English. So another? And I was like, hell yeah, man, get him. That first one went down like it was a car bomb. R.I.P. Shay. That shit went flying down. And so they're cool as hell, but I come back like the third time, but not 20 minutes to sit down, the muzzle's off. And I'm like, she's comfortable with you now. It's fine. So she's under the table getting near my leg. And I'm like, I love dogs a lot. But it had a muzzle on. So as the meal goes on, she's had 2 martinis and a beer, so she's a little loose, you know?
A little fast.
We start talking about it. It's this kind of muzzle allows the dog to drink water and still eat, but not rip your leg off.
Comforting.
Now, I put a chair between the dog and the street in case someone tried to get over there. They had an obstacle first. She kicked the dog. But the dog is like smelling my leg now while I'm at the table, and I'm like, I smell like food. And like she's not aggressive. She was just rescue. She's really nervous around people at first, so she gets a little like nippy. I'm like, okay. And so we're talking about it. She goes, well, the reason we got it is because we went out to lunch 6 months ago, and some guy got between me and her to try to touch her. She didn't like that. You don't get between an owner and any dog.
Yeah.
You're playing with fire.
And now he is no longer with us.
Yeah. He died in Japan. It was his own little Hiroshima. And so, but like, they ended up being cool, but I was like, this is kind of a, if you see somebody walking with a dog with a muzzle on, you're like, ugh.
Yeah.
And also, like, if your dog is like that, and I hate it for you, you probably shouldn't travel with your dog at all. I don't think I'm hoping they drove to Savannah.
Well, maybe it's they've tested it before, and as long as they give the dog that 20-minute period.
But when it's walking around, it's wearing it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's just a lot of new people walking by. If it gets used to one single person walking up to the table,
It's terrifying with a dog with a muzzle on.
No, I get it, because especially with that Hannibal Lecter looking thing.
Yeah.
You're like, if it's on in the first place, it probably shouldn't be off ever.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, why is it off? Why is it off? All right.
I mean, that's a little.
That's a little much.
I'd be a little sketch about it.
I think I would too. So speaking of dog
So,
muzzles,
well, what are you drinking? Why don't you tell us that?
I was gonna wait till you got your glass, but that's fine.
Man,
You ready? Not gonna have it.
I don't know.
We're gonna do metal. Ping ping. It's a Columbia Valley Cabernet Sauvignon. The Columbia Valley is in. You can do it. You can do it. Where's Columbia Valley?
California.
No, come on.
Columbia.
It's in Columbia. What state has a big Columbia city in it? It's on the West Coast. you only got 3 states left, buddy.
Arizona. Oregon. Washington.
There we go. Hawk Crest
I know
Cellars,
stuff.
2020 Cabernet from Columbia Valley. It's got a little bit of something else, a little bit of Merlot in there too. It does not say in the bottle. I'm just using my palette. Flavors of black cherries, blackberries, currant, vanilla, and complemented by earth and mineral notes. Staying a whole lot of earth in this thing. It's great. I have
the donut shop blend from. It's the best choice Best Buy from the IGA down here, and I have it with the best choice Best Buy half and half.
Nice.
About a 10%.
This is. I just when I go to Publix to buy like a generic bottle of wine for us to use, I buy one get one free.
Oh, cool. Yeah, and like it's just a way to discover.
But Publix is just half off at Publix, and they're it's like half off when you buy 2. I'm like, no, it's not.
Oh yeah, because Kroger used to do that. Be like buy 10 for $10.
And they used to get you with it, I think, but now they can't.
Yeah, now you can still get one for $1.
Yeah, and so
whatever it is.
Now sometimes today there's like my favorite yogurt, the Fage was 10 for 10, and I was like, I'm buying 10 of these.
Is that how you say that?
It's not fagay.
Fagay.
Fagay. It's fagazy.
That's like 2 epithets put together. Look at this fagay.
So last week someone gave us this.
The semenology.
I'll tell you what.
Cocktail.
Let's reward those that watch the podcast. We got a book from do you know?
No. Have you figured it out yet?
Okay. Not Studwell.
Was it not Jacobs?
I don't know. I didn't ask him.
Okay.
Studwell just texted me after he heard it.
Okay.
And was like, "It's not for me," and I was like, "Okay." So this is the book right here. It is Paul Fautier, Fulton Hall, Semenology, the Seaman Bartender's Handbook. As you can see right here on the stream of
I didn't notice
going
that.
right into the cognac.
Okay, so I flipped through a book today. I flipped through the book finally today and read a little bit of it. I thought it was all fake. There was a few that looked like they're legit releases.
Again, what still disturbed me was the ones that had fresh semen. The rest of them didn't. You can freeze dry it. I don't know.
There was one that said, literally the one with the cognac, it goes, preferably from a younger producer. Oh, shit. Works better with the
You can scrape it off your son's dried sock.
But you said, Buddy, wrote another book, correct?
He wrote a book about. Yes, he wrote another book, and it is.
What was the refractory period between the 2 books?
Now that sir, is good stuff right there.
Hey, anybody?
There is another book on here called Cooking with Semen, 50 delicious recipes. And then there's another book on here titled Images You Should Not Masturbate To,
You should not.
which just sounds like a challenge to me. Images you should not masturbate to. But Paul...
Dog and muzzle.
Oh, he has 2 other books. Okay, so first off, if you'll come back over here, Kelly, we've got Semen Cosmetics, the complete guide to making semen-based bath, body, and beauty products. With a little drip of semen coming out of the...
It's just been demonetized even though we weren't monetized.
Facial products.
Well,
Are you on Amazon? Oh, no, see, I'm not connected to that computer, so it's not going to show up on mine.
no. And then we have Natural Harvest, a collection of semen-based recipes. And there's just a cake. Can you see it on the screen over there? I don't know what kind of fucking flan this is, but it's just covered in nut. So this guy's got a whole jizlection of books about busting nuts. So thank you, whoever,
Yeah.
for a book. It's like the mystery's nice.
Yeah, I kind of want to know, but I kind of
Maybe it's a listener who's listening every they catch up at times.
Yeah. Well, we had a jizz-tastic time last night at the Tybee Idol. So if you're not familiar with it, at
It's off the
Huckapoo,
screen.
yeah, at Huckapoo specifically, we do it's a charity event where it is costume karaoke. You actually sing.
Some people wear costumes.
Yeah.
Some people wear their clothes.
And it's for the team of the Tybee Island Maritime Academy. Raises money for it.
Then this is a big fundraising weekend. And then they did a pancake breakfast Saturday morning with somebody brought their nice blacktop flat cooker out there.
Yeah, Eric got it from somewhere, and I watched him season it all day on Thursday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, he was going out.
It was a
there
brand new one.
No, it wasn't brand new.
It was used.
It was
recycled.
used. Yeah.
Wait, I said you said Eric. Sorry.
Yeah.
I think he buys brand new as underwear.
I was about to
socks.
say, yeah. Eric has
Maybe.
never gotten a new thing in his life. And so what they do is, while the people are singing, you can donate money to a bucket, and then whoever raises the most money.
Well, I think that what they did, it looked like what they did in some of the pictures. All they went to first, second, and third, and it was like the crowd response. And then they get the top 3, and then the crowd chooses.
Right. So, and that was very scientific because it was Mike Henderson with a pint glass, holding it up to his ear, and that was their decibel reader. And I know that we have a decibel reader on site because we have to have one.
Eric owns a decibel reader.
No, I know. He probably owns a few. I just thought it was funny.
It's funny he never brings that out because I think it's Eric sometimes. There's a thing. It's now it's missing 2 of its biggest winners of all time. Vinnie King was one Tybee Idol.
He's won a handful of times.
4 times. Smoot's won twice.
Yeah,
so those
yeah.
are the 2. You got to think when you're testing each other, like, whew.
Yeah.
One moved to Texas and one. They both got babies.
Right.
That's what knock you out of a singing contest like a baby.
So they raised like $7,000.
No, they raised between the 2. It was like $7,500 I think for Tybee Idol, and it was almost $10,000 for the weekend, like $2,500 for the pancake breakfast.
So it's they this year because in years past it was just open registration, so it would run on.
I came
for a long time
last year after being at a Braves game with Rob, and I am exhausted. And I was like, and it was Smoot was performing, so I was like, I got to come out for this. And I have no voice. I think I'd gone Dogs Braves back to back, whatever. I'm dead. No, it was a Dogs game. It was an Arizona. It was the Arkansas game. I'm dead. And so I'm like, yeah, you go, Smoot. It's when she did Janet Jackson Control.
Okay, and you were just backup dancers.
Rhythm Nation. I was just there to support.
Oh, but you couldn't support because you had no voice.
Yeah. So I think that was right. Anyways, yeah, Smoot won.
Yeah. Well, and yeah, so the years past, it's just open registration. So
and it went till 11:30.
Yeah, it would go on and on and on and on. So this year, they've been splitting it down the middle, where kids go first, and then adults go second, because some of the adult songs, which you will find out, a
little more
have some thematic, some problematic thematics for children. And so the kids go. Sabrina, a girl that works there, her daughter opens with the national anthem, and I'm always fearful of kids singing a national anthem, or anyone really.
They read their crotch lot.
It's way more of a tricky song than you think. Sure. Once you get to the middle and third section.
Did she go over the average mark of 127?
Oh, I should have timed it. We didn't have a prop bet, so she killed it. I was like, man, this is great. So then it goes on a little bit, it sounds like kids, you know?
Every now and then you'll have some like a group of kids.
Yeah.
Because kids can dance and sing at the same time. They have they run their limitless energy.
Yeah.
So they can, if they're trained right, they can.
There's one guy, I don't know if it was the kid's dad, but he came up there with a guitar and the kid sang. It was really good. Like overall, the kids did pretty well, you know?
I mean, we have some adults that perform that are.
No. On average, the adults were worse than the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Just in terms of like, I don't know.
Well, the thing is about the kids, you know what they don't do? Pre-game.
They're not that nervous.
I mean, they're pre-gaming with sugar.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Or they're doing laps up and down the stairs.
Yeah.
So the kids are over, and I'm obviously my Karen and Darren are that'll be in the second half, and it happened during the Tybee Idol, but
Shocking.
so second half starts, and it's getting rowdy now. Everyone's warmed up, pre-gamed. It's the adults going. So I'm blind and deaf, pretty much.
It started at 5 or 6. It was pretty early.
Yeah.
So it was over by 10.
It was over by 10:30.
What time did your phone start blowing up, Kelly?
About 10:30.
Okay,
Yeah.
about 10.
And so I'm kind of blind and deaf at this point because it's just I can't pay attention. I'm nonstop.
What the hell's going on over there?
Paxton's
I'm sinking in my
Paxton just shrunk a little bit. Grow up, Paxton.
I'm like Michael Scott.
Have
when
you
he
ever
goes-
performed?
Huh?
Tybee Idol?
Not Tybee Idol.
Shocking.
No.
Me either. No, wait. When Vinny did Pour Some Sugar on Me,
I was gonna say, didn't you dance for
me,
someone?
Ryan Howard, and Tart were his dancers, and I took a salt shaker and wrote sugar on it and poured salt. Because I'm not pouring sugar on myself, but I was pouring salt all over the place. But it was very awkward. It's like we were out there, and I tried to put on one of Tart's banana hammocks, and the peel wasn't covering the fruits. And like I grew up with a lot of these, like my mom's out there, and her friends are out there, and like these women that I've grown up knowing my whole life. And I'm like, I don't want to. So I had like some like boy shorts and stuff. I was like, I'll put these on. They're like American flags. I was like, this is fine. It's showy enough. But like I'm out in the crowd. I'm like, Angel King. Nope, sorry. Like kind of boy. But like,
Don't act like you're not impressed. Sorry.
that wasn't like. So Ryan Howard didn't drink then.
Yeah.
And God rest his soul. Me, Tart, and like another one of Tart's buddies, and Vinny are doing shots back there. And Ryan goes, "Huh? No."
Okay.
Boyfriend, Scott.
Okay, got yeah.
R.I.P. also. But actually, I think it was one of Scott's banana hammocks. I still have it in my drawer. It smells the same still.
Taste the same.
Tastes the same. Oh, God. Well, now I've kind of licked the taste off there. And so we're all doing shots, and Ryan goes, I haven't wanted to drink in 4 years until right now.
Oh, wow.
Because there's 250 people out there on the porch.
It's crazy. Whenever
Testing the structural integrity of huckapoos.
Yeah. It's crazy when the adults are out there. So for the first hour of the adults going, I'm nonstop making drinks. I'm getting called from 10 people back. Hey,
Who
whatever.
are you?
Yeah, whatever. So then my area in the bar is kind of the only place that anyone can stand. So now all of a sudden, I got some little woodworkers coming out of the woodwork and like kind of standing back there and holding their phone around trying to take video of the stage.
From your part of the bar?
From my part of the bar.
Nah, son.
And I didn't mind most of them. It was just because they were kind of coming in and out.
That means one of them you were like, hey, you. No.
So I'm not hearing anything. And then Eric comes up to me and he goes, hey, Tyler and them are doing a song. Do you think it would be International Players Ball or International Players Anthem? And I was like, well, you got to give me a little more because that's two different songs.
Yeah.
Go look and see if it says UGK or anything like. Ask them. And he said yes. I said, all right, that'll be International Players Anthem. That will be David Banner, UGK.
Wedding song. It says wedding song.
Yeah. So about 5 minutes later, a gentleman walks up to get on the stage, and if an Affliction shirt could be a person, this is him. If Affliction,
I can picture him. He doesn't have any facial hair. He's got short hair, overly well groomed, kind of like a mullish kind of thing, or like the hard part.
bald, but shaven.
Shaven bald. Okay, a really hard part then.
Yeah. And what do you
Goatee?
think?
Goatee?
Yeah, I think a little bit. What do you think the status of his shirt was? Like, was it?
It was tucked in.
Oh, of course it was
Tucked in, and it didn't need to be because it was accentuating his belly.
Exactly. Yeah. It,
But he's probably on TRT, so his upper body's kind of swole,
I can't.
a little soft at the bottom.
He was he had a biker's upper body,
Okay,
like a motorcyclist.
like ape hangers?
Yeah.
Not. I didn't think you
Not
meant
a cyclist.
I think you meant cyclist. He might be a different kind of race, sir.
So he got so he gets up there, and all of a sudden you start hearing and he goes, "That ain't the right song." And
I was
everyone-
about to say, hey, you done turned this man around for me.
I'd have turned around completely if you start doing International Players Anthem. So
He's no longer afflicted.
yeah, he is not afflicted anymore.
His weed works fast.
So he goes, that ain't the right song. And he seems pretty butthurt about it. I don't know, because like, hey man, I'm nervous. Don't mess up my song.
Yeah.
Or I don't like songs by coloreds. You know what I mean? Like, I couldn't tell. I could be getting this dude completely wrong, but I don't give a shit.
I didn't see him at all. I'm on your side. Did he have on an affliction shirt?
I'll tell you, no. And I'll tell you why. I don't
Wait, did he have on? Did he have on a like a
It was white.
back the blue?
No.
Get stabbed in the eye if you don't kind of shirt.
It was a white shirt, and I couldn't see the front of him, but I could imagine that's probably what it was.
Yeah. Okay.
So he goes, that ain't the song. So then it goes, record scratch. And then his song comes on. And it was a little song entitled Voodoo by Godsmack.
And then we discussed this in pre-production. I was like, I'm not sure I know that song. And thank the God, stars of affliction, Jesus, that these two fuckers both know the song and start proceeding to sing it for the next, 15 minutes.
Into my vein, another one is so far away. So, if you ever want to pick a song,
I do not want this song in my vein intravenously.
if you ever want to pick a song to do at a costume karaoke charity event, it'll really get the people on their feet.
And didn't wear a costume. Well, I saw the video. So
He
international.
wore a costume. He looked like a member of Godsmack.
So the international players anthem was Tyler, Bobo, and Kitchen Mike. And
Dreidel Mike.
And so, and like, Bobo's just doing the, I can't hit that note, neither could he. And so I'm watching it, and like, it's great because somebody took a video from the side. So like, the front part of the stage, people are going wild. And there's this section of church in the middle where nobody's doing anything. They're just sitting there like an older crowd. And in the back, people are going wild. So they had the borders of insanity.
That might have been the affliction crowd being like, oh
no.
one of them colored songs.
So who won?
Casey and Sarah.
Okay, what they say?
I have no idea what they sang because, like I said, I was deaf and blind for the first hour of the adults. But so you would think that
Not Godsmack, though.
Yeah, Godsmack, I was paying right. I was like, that's my brother up there. You would think that International Players Anthem would be the closer. So then Tillman has...
Aaron doesn't know the song, though.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he does know the song, but he doesn't know the song, and that's a good closing song. Even if it's not going to win, it's a good, like... And that's the song, I don't know what else was sung, but it's probably the raciest song that was sung.
Yeah.
I like the other racy guy for this one.
Yeah, different kind of racy. Well, I think, this girl... When she walked down, I was like, she's doing Gwen Stefani because she had the
that's cool.
the bouffant, and she did I'm Just a Girl or something like that. It was great.
Hell yeah.
And I was like, that
Oh, I think that she got third place.
maybe, yeah.
I learned all this from Facebook in 10 minutes earlier. Looking at stuff, but yeah.
Man, you probably know more than I do because I was literally during.
And who went last? Taylor Tillman?
Taylor Tillman
What
goes
song?
last, and he goes, what should, I think he was a replacement.
So
he's like,
he's
what-
the kind of dude to step up when you need him to.
That's great. He was like, what should I do? Bring the energy down or up? I was like, this is the worst position anyone could be in to try and follow. Now, I'm not saying that they like killed International Players Anthem. It was fine. It's just the song is hype.
It's a hype song.
It's
yeah.
a hype song no matter how well you do it. And so I was like, he can't see me, but I was like, you better go up. Don't go down. Don't do another voodoo.
Yeah.
Right?
Voodoo Child?
So he does the Weed Man song.
Afro Man.
It's I'm feeling high as hell, running through Palmdale, and I'm sitting on 20. Roll your back down the street.
Wait, I thought it was because I got high.
No.
Oh, that's Afro Man. I don't know what song you're talking about.
Yeah, neither do I.
That's the Weed Man.
Afro Man.
Yeah. Roll the blunt, pick out the seeds and stems, feeling high as hell, rolling through Palmdale, man.
We can't.
All right, there's Afro Man, then there's the Weed Man. Okay. This is the Weed Man. I don't know.
Okay, well, but more on that in a minute. Speaking of the Weed Man, Paxton. This video has been sent to Paxton a few times. I can't find the exact video. Here's the clip that was taken from it. But the title of this is When You Find Out... Yeah, you're okay. Just keep it on me for a minute. We'll come to me as soon as I put it on the screen. The title of this is When You Find Out You're 1% Jamaican.
Keep a blood clot smoking at the air. Fucking at the kitchen, she was fucking at the chair. Fucking at the bathroom, cock it up upon the stairs. And when we stepping at the
There's
club,
nothing on
every
the
gal a
screen.
draw near. Every gal a go on bad. Me have the style and pattern to make the gal them go on bad. Pussy.
Am I Winston Yardboy?
God damn it! It went away. Hold on. You gotta look at this guy. Sorry.
Whole heap of blood clots smoking in the air. Fucking in the kitchen.
You can't see this. This guy is. It's titled. When you find out you're 1% Jamaican on Instagram, it's a short. But it's this ginger redheaded ass cracker.
I fucking run the chair everywhere.
Yeah. and like his name is M.R. Perfect for whatever the hell this is going. But like it's shout out to Kyle Dyer, to I think Danny Doc Ryan, and somebody else.
You can put it on the screen now if you want to.
You know what?
The moment's gone.
Shay sent it to me.
Okay.
A couple weeks before.
Yeah. And I'll fucking run the chair.
Yeah. Then like here we go. You just want to see him.
It does look. It could be me if I trimmed up.
All right. Here's the actual song that he sent me.
If you're looking for your 1 minute, man.
Is it the same guy?
Damn, she get it wrong. Big bomber class before busting on me head. A sexy girl say she want to give me head. When me fuck pussy turn red.
That's the part I had to play. Hey, when you fuck pussy turn red. And he's like, this dude is Ginger.
That's about as ginger as you get.
He should be MC Ginger, Ginja, right? MC Ginger.
Wait a minute, fuck pussy. The pussy turned red. It's over now.
I was listening to it, was like, oh my God.
You ever heard of ear bleach?
Yes.
It's where you get on the internet and you type in the song that's in your head. Example, Voodoo by Godsmack.
This is replacing, thank God.
And it gives you the complete opposite song to help you.
That's cool.
Maybe fuck pussy, pussy turn red.
Hey, difficulty getting hot in the bed. like the whole lyrics of the song, I'm like, okay, yeah, I got high and wrote this song too. It took me about 3 minutes. It's always this weed afro man rolling down the blunt city.
Well, coming up in the second half, we got a couple fun things for you.
No fun things, to talk about my friend Shay's celebration of life we had yesterday. And thank God it was the hottest day ever. So we'll just stay on that center cam and we'll
see you in a second.
Hey guys, Paxton here. I hope you're enjoying the show. And if you are, there's a few simple things that you can do that will really help us out. Number one, whether you listen on Spotify, Apple, Google, or wherever, you can drop us a rating and a review if you haven't already. Positive or negative, we'd love to hear from you. And the more ratings and reviews that we receive, the more we'll be put in front of new audiences. Also, if you listen on Spotify, you can easily share episodes to your Instagram stories. If you watch us on YouTube, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. You might not be. And finally, why not shoot us an email with any service industry or just general stories that you'd like us to share? We always love hearing from you, and we love using your stuff. The email is FromBehindTheBarcast@gmail.com. Can't wait to hear from you, and enjoy the second half of the show.
I'm not the one
that flag?
that's so far away when I feel a snake bite touching my taint. Welcome back, guys. It's been about 30 seconds your time, but here on Tybee Island, Georgia, we had a little power outage.
We did. We were in. Is it coming? Is it not coming?
Oh yeah. So we didn't say this on the first half.
The Ice Age got us.
I didn't want to jinx it, but literally 10, 30 minutes before the boys got here, our power just clicked on and off really quickly. A line fell down literally in my neighbor's yard. And it was the most neighborhood moment I've experienced because we all came out on the porches at the same time. Every neighbor, we're like, hey, guy, hey, who did it? Who plugged in the toaster?
Yeah. You get every toaster, microwave, and dryer at the same time.
It was the most, oh man, I loved it. It was the most wholesome neighborhood moment I've had since I've been here.
Well, one of your neighbors across the street was like, oh, our lights still work? I'm turning all of them on. They were flexing.
Over there, flexing. So yeah, we get done with the first half. And I'm talking about what, like, 2 minutes after we stopped?
I mean, whoo, we had one of our cameras died as we were turning it off, which is perfect. And then
luckily Kelly had already hit Control S.
And saved because
our stuff. So the software that we use, Pro Tools, you have to be connected to the internet for it to boot up.
Yeah,
I think it'll run besides that. But yeah, all of our power cut, and boy, that was too far away.
Well, speaking of something that got cut.
Yeah.
Breaking news. Well, breaking-ish today. Sean Gillen, famed city manager from many infamous incidents.
Icetown, Tybee Island.
Icetown, Tybee Island. I didn't know this. He had taken a leave of absence.
He had a
in
heart attack
May.
or something, didn't
he? Yeah, sure. Yeah, so did Urban Meyer. And he took a leave of absence, and this lady took over, and he has officially resigned today.
Oh, really?
So we would like to give that quite the round of.
It's not even Mark going to hit the right button.
Hey, give yourself one of those two then. All right.
Speaking of that, I'm doing a little series where I interview new candidates for city council down here. It's called Meet a Candidate. I've already filmed one interview. I'm filming 2 more on Wednesday. And a big get, we got Brian West, who will be running for mayor. I'm not unopposed, but I don't see anyone else winning. That's enough about local politics, though.
You're wearing a shirt for one of the guys.
I'm wearing a shirt for one of the guys that I interviewed because
I've never seen him hatless.
Here's a small spoiler. I always open the interviews with, "Okay, so you seem like a cool dude. Why in the world would you run for such a thankless, soul-crushing job?" And Tony had a great answer.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that.
Tune in for that one. Okay, good job. Good tease there.
But in other local news, our buddy Kelly over there on the ones and twos, he had a bit of a run-in with a. I mean, hey, I respect this guy's hustle, but give him the Cliff's notes.
All right, so Thursday I'm doing laundry, and the laundry room is behind my apartment, and I turn around and there's this dude standing there, and a little disheveled, but not overly so. Nothing I haven't really seen on Tybee before.
Sure.
You know, especially dropping breezy.
That could be anybody on Tabby.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. So he sits down in the chairs around the fire pit adjacent to where the laundry room is, and so I just, again, not thinking anything about it.
You have a 7-foot high fence, right?
Yeah, but it opens up to the property next door, which the people that own my building own the property next door. So there's an open area with a fire pit, Adirondack chairs.
It's like a common area for both places?
Hot tub, that kind of thing.
Seems...
Yeah, but it's not. But you can't see it from the street. You've got to kind of wander and weave your way back into the spot.
Yeah.
So I come back out to get my laundry out, and this guy's now laying in the gravel, passed out.
Wearing your underwear?
Well, hang tight.
Oh, shit.
Hold on
All
tight.
right.
Hold on tight.
Hey.
So, but Thursday was raining pretty good off and on all day, and it's just pouring rain. But he is just laying passed out in the rocks. Got a bag from the convenience store with some Nutty Butters in there, and a big old driveway beer, Budweiser.
You just can't get away from guys passed out in White Rocks, huh?
So I'm like, "Hey, bro, are you staying here?" And he kind of comes out of his little stupor and he goes, "Oh yeah, man." And I'm like, "All right, well, you need to go pass out in your bed."
He's staying here.
So, yeah, because he wasn't passed out in the chair, which would have been a normal thing.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't even have batted an eye. But also,
Or drowning in the hot tub.
Also, it was raining and he wasn't moving an inch. Yeah.
It's called a shower, Kelly. Get with the times. He was rinsing off before he got in
You're
the hot
trumping
tub.
me every time you say. Just let me tell the story. Hang tight.
Sorry. I haven't heard the story, okay?
Well, you covered it all already. Hang tight. So, Saturday morning, I get a call early from Jenny, my landlord, pretty early, way earlier than she typically would, because she knows what I do and all that. And she goes, "Is this your stuff in the backyard?" And it was like a duffel bag, some clothes in the washer, things like that. And I'm like, "No." And she goes, and she sent me some screen grabs of this dude wandering onto the property at night.
Like the ring cams.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So apparently this cat's been coming there for like almost a week and a half, sleeping in the laundry room because we have like blankets and pillows for the outdoor chairs in there.
Do you live on Second?
Yeah, between
Okay,
14th
good.
and 15th.
I have more on this in a moment.
Yeah, and he's been sleeping in the laundry room like every night for a week and a half, doing laundry.
You got a lot of laundry.
Yeah,
a week and a half.
And
You get rained on a lot, you got to do laundry.
so I go out there to see if the stuff's still out there, the duffel bag and the clothes and that. And I go to open the laundry room door, and homeboy's still in the laundry room sleeping it off from the night before. And I'm like, "Dude." And he goes, "Oh man, I don't even know where the hell I am." But he had like this nice pallet of fleece blankets laid out. He was midway through doing another load of laundry because there was wet clothes in the washing
What is he doing
machine.
people's laundry for them to get money?
Well, there's 2 outdoor showers out there, and I've got product out there because I shower out there quite often. So I'm pretty sure
He found a hobo haven.
He did.
it was. And so Jenny, she put a lot of money into the place, relies on reviews, I'm certain, to kind of move traffic and get people to do things. And so it's not necessarily a good look, but I made the mistake of saying, "Man, I kind of feel bad for the dude." And she goes, "I fucking don't,"
I don't either.
Yeah. So
Well, when you were telling me the story, I was like, man, I kind of respect his hustle if he could get away with it for a little bit, but there's a point.
Yeah, and I don't spend a whole lot of time in the backyard necessarily because it is a common area, but I do laundry about once a week. So I'm kind of ashamed that I didn't notice this before necessarily.
Okay, what day is this?
Well, it started, but this is all Saturday.
Okay.
So the cops came. I had to fill out a statement for criminal trespass, kind of let them know what I what I thought he looked like.
This is
and
Saturday when you're
this
doing
is Saturday, this past Saturday, yeah. And cops and I are talking, and we're kind of just making sort of light of it because from the time it took for me to find him in the laundry room to get and then call Jenny because my phone was inside. He lit out. He was gone. Left all his gear, left the wet clothes in the washer. I mean, just gone. So the cops and I are talking. We're talking about, the cops are like, this is pretty nice back here. I can see why the guy would want to stay and all that. And then we started thinking, I wonder if he was in the hot tub. And it's like, do we have a camera on the hot tub? And Jenny's face is just getting redder and redder.
She's like, this is serious, you motherfucker.
Yeah, she's not finding any humor in any of this thing. But yeah, this homeless guy, I guess, he was just camped out in my laundry room for about a week and a half.
Hey, man, I respect the hustle. If he was able to get away with it
on
that
Tuesday, September 19th, officers on Tybee responded to residents on 2nd Avenue.
Yep.
In reference to a report, this is Tuesday.
Yep.
A report of people sleeping in the backyard without permission several nights in a row. Found a homeless man who admitted he wasn't supposed to be there. Issued with criminal trespass, warning not to return, and was later allowed to leave the scene.
Yeah, he came back.
On Thursday.
Yep.
At 3 a.m., officers respond to residents on 2nd Avenue, reports suspicious man loitering on the back patio.
Yep.
This is y'all, because the first one doesn't sound like a patio. So this guy's really
Well, all right, so
he's a big fan of 2nd Avenue.
So, behind my building, that's the gravel area with a fire pit, and then next door there's more of a patio with artificial grass and a gazebo.
This
type
man
thing.
claimed to officers he was just sleeping.
He was.
The caller provided video footage showed the man had been on the property without permission several times. He was arrested, charged with loitering and prowling.
Yeah.
Saturday, he keeps getting back on the motherfucking escalator.
He tried to get back on the paddleboard, but he decided that was a bad idea.
He'd been using. I forgot about that. That's right. Thanks for bringing that up. He'd been using the house bikes.
Shut the fuck up! Homeless house bikes.
Respect his hustle.
Because the bikes are more or less exposed to the elements, so there's like a bag that goes over the top of them to keep the rain and shit off. So that had been removed.
Was he putting the bag back on him? I mean, that's
No. And then there was, I think, if I heard Jenny right, that there was another. 'Cause it's one of those how some security cameras are. It's not like a seamless kind of. It's like every other second you kind of see him kind of just shotting on by. And I could have swore she said there was one where he had the paddleboard in hand.
Like he's going to the beach.
Take it to the beach,
and then like 45 minutes later, coming back with the paddleboard, you maybe changes. I don't know.
I can't get to the liquor store on this thing.
yeah. I mean,
this isn't a lawnmower.
Tybee, and I've been living in that building for over 10 years and never had literally anything remotely like that happen.
There's a lock on that back gate now, huh?
Yeah, there is. There's a lock on everything now, and but it is kind of weird because
I read these reports earlier today. I read the Tybee thing when it comes out on Sunday, on Sunday, Mondays, and so I read the whole thing and was like, dude, what the fuck's going on 2nd Avenue? But apparently,
I'm like I said,
homeless county on the ones and twos.
So what was the Saturday update?
He was arrested for a yard he'd been previously banned from. So it sounds like he was in your yard twice and another yard once.
Yeah, I think he was next door because the next door has another laundry room also. And the
laundry room, Larry.
The ladies that clean that building apparently come across him like 3 times already.
Oh wow!
Just
imagine you come out of clean a building and there's just and a nice place too, and you open the door to the washing stuff and it's
and there's Laundry Larry.
Larry in there.
And I'm thinking maybe he was just wandering from 2nd over to maybe Jones and just realized, hey, this looks pretty nice back here.
He's got a network of hobos on Facebook. He's like, if you ever want to go to Tyree, free stay, or go to 2nd.
I got a little 10 by 10 foot Airbnb for you, and it's perfect. But it was nothing was missing. But it was weird, definitely.
So I guess we could consider him something along the lines of,
oh shit, it's the Karen of the week.
The reviews were removed.
Laundry Larry's of the week. Oh, Larry.
Well,
Larry.
The review from my. You want to knock that out first?
Sure, if you want to.
All right. So
you got the review, and then I'll do my Karen, and then you can do your sad story.
I'm not putting on the itchy wig for the review. So last week, if you all recall, I had a woman. We'll call her Starin Karen. There was suspicion of the restaurant being racist, and she left a Post-it note on the table that said, "The mess you all are pulling will come back to haunt you in the future." 3 exclamation points, super white lady handwriting. And I asked at work Friday, hey, have we gotten any news on that? And both management said no. But I guess they didn't read, because 5 days from yesterday, a review was posted. This is from the couple that instigated all this. It was like, we need to leave. They're the ones that told the old ladies about what was going on.
Or what they thought was going on.
What they thought was going on.
And just quick reminder, they thought that you guys were separating all the black and white people in different rooms.
The review goes over this.
Okay, gotcha.
My husband and I visited this restaurant with high hopes of a delicious meal and experience. We ordered appetizers, which were very good. However, we started to notice that all of the African American customers were sitting in the same section. We want to believe that such prestigious, I'm just going to read it verbatim, the prestigious restaurant we practice this kind of behavior in 2023. We further observed more customers. The next African American customers who were seated in our area, and the next Caucasian customers were seated in another sectioned off area. There's nowhere sectioned off in this restaurant. There's a wall, but it's not like there's like a rope like, sorry, sir, no admittance for you.
Right, yeah.
We don't allow your kind in here. And then we observed our waiter. Hint, hint, it was the mayonnaise marauder. We observed our waiter outside the window where there was outside dining. A Caucasian man asked him which side he should sit on, and he pointed to the other side.
So they could hear you all the way outside?
I didn't go fucking outside while they were there a bit. I was dealing with the throes of my best friend having died that week. I could barely function I was running on more caffeine and coffee than I've ever had in my entire life in a single 8-hour period. So I wasn't outside doing anything to help anybody, which would be hosts do that. And if I pointed to a table, it was just go over there to the open table. I'm not going, what's your name? Okay, yeah, you're white. You can go over there.
Yeah.
And so at this point, my husband got out of his seat and walked to look in the other section. Yet there was absolutely no African American seated in the section that our waiter had instructed the Caucasian man to sit. My husband and I waited for our waiter to return and immediately informed him that we observed and told him to cancel order. They didn't wait for shit. This motherfucker was landing planes over there. He was like, hey, over here now. Come on, come here. Hey, Cracker, come on over here. Waited for me to return. The waiter tried to downplay our experience. However, the couple at the table next from us said they noticed the exact same thing. It wasn't a couple. It was two people. I guess it was two old elderly black ladies. But he walked over to them. They did not land him over them. He approached them to be like, hey, you see this shit over here? So the waiter went as far to get a member of management to assure us that what we were seeing was incorrect. A little tip for you people out here. If you work in a restaurant and you have a problem with a customer and you're the bartender or the server, not the manager, you know what you go do? You go get your manager to deal with that problem. That's what their job is. If you don't do it, most places you get in trouble. So if you're dining somewhere, they want you to get the manager because the manager could deal with the problems. Or Huckapoos, go get insert other employee or person hanging out at the bar.
Exactly.
You're the manager right now. Get out here.
Yeah.
We paid for advertising and gladly left this establishment. This restaurant is located in a beautiful historical area. However, that doesn't mean to act as if we are still living in the past. We were both disappointed and highly offended. 1 out of 5, service, atmosphere, and food. But I just tried to find this review on the internet, and it's now gone, which means our restaurant complained about it and got taken down.
Okay, yeah.
Because you can go through enough, like there's a couple of reviews a year, you can be like, look, this is egregious. Obviously, we've had 0 other reviews of this sort.
Yeah.
It wasn't, as I said.
It's just unfortunate, and sometimes, you're never going to change anyone's mind.
So I went to the rest of their reviews. They had 5 reviews.
You can see the person that reviewed
name,
where they
Nina, whatever the heck, and then 5 reviews. All the other 4 reviews, all 4 stars. All right, one was a bridal service in a town I've never heard of in North Carolina. One of them was a furniture store. One of them was a lawn service store, and one of them was one of your favorite establishments, Larry's Giant Subs.
Yeah, 5 stars.
Everything was 5. They're
Deserves
They're the
it.
people. 5 stars, 1 star. They don't do 3 or 4 or 2. It's 5 or 1. The worst thing, because they could have been like, "What's up with this?" And I'd be like, "Oh no, nothing." Like, watch me stand here, and then it changed, and it would have changed. But they were so adamant, I couldn't get them a chance, and they didn't.
Yeah, if they'd have gotten through dinner, they'd have seen some more whites.
Yeah, and I said, "Well, then I told you, I got nothing. Now I'm getting white tables." And I'm like, you're not helping the situation.
The moment you're made aware of someone's perception of something, it's like when you buy a car. I've never noticed a Volvo XC90 anywhere on the road until I bought one.
Or when your friend gets one. I see. I mean, we grew up with Volvo.
All of a sudden, every car is a white Volvo XC90.
Yeah, when I had Malcolm Xterra, all of a sudden I saw Xterras around the corner.
Right,
And it was always
back end
women
of that last
driving them too.
Yeah.
I realized it was a woman's SUV more than probably a man's SUV.
You have a woman's name.
Your name's Kelly.
Your name's Kelly. I think the day I was waiting for Ryan Sadowski to pick me up, and everybody had a goddamn Subaru hatchback, and I was like trying to get in 10 different cars. I was like, what color is this man's car? Why are so many gingers driving around this island?
Well, now I've got that red Volkswagen, and there's one that looks exactly like it. Untinted windows, same rims, same everything.
Ain't nobody in my area looking like my car, thankfully.
Yeah, there is.
Nope, that guy's doesn't have a convertible. He's got the antenna on top. You can see the antenna.
I pulled into his neighborhood, and I forget what I was going by there for.
The day we were doing the podcast from my house.
No, this is not that long ago. I think I was going to get my mattress, my bed.
Your bed. A new bed in a box, not
New bed in a box. I wasn't borrowing Clint's. And I pulled up to what I thought was Clint trying to pull down the road, and I blocked him. And I sat there and mean mugged this person.
The black guy's like,
It was a black dude, turns out. And I was like, oh, shit. My bad, dude.
I thought you could have said I thought you were the other guy with the white Beamer because I drove by that guy's house one day when I first got my car. I was like, I'm putting the money in it now. Blacked out the windows, blacked out the rims. Because I already had like black trim on. It's got like an M package. So I was like, I'm going to do that. And so I rode by his house, and I watched him in the front yard go, look at that shit looking sweet. Rode by again the next day. A couple days later, and his roommate and him, and he's got his roommate, and he's like, look at the car. And they're both like, damn. I rode by 5 days later, black rims, black windows, and that goddamn BMW.
You trendsetter.
Hey, look, it looks, the black on white looks dope.
See, I was going to just paint my rims black because I just love black on white so much.
Yeah, it costs like $350 to get a
No, I
powder
mean,
coating.
I'm
well, this is pre-pandemic. I don't know what the cost of powder coating is now, but
yeah, so
what do they do? They take them off though, and they dunk them.
Yeah,
like 4 times. And let them dry
I'm
for
gonna
a day.
dip my rims today.
Yeah, and then lifetime warranty. So anything scratches or anything on it. So before I
Really?
sell the car, I got a couple dings
Yeah.
from letting someone borrow my car to take it to Augusta. No, I'm just kidding.
It was Macon.
Same thing. Some other punitive city in the state besides Savannah. Did Ken run through Augusta?
I don't know. I have no idea.
He ran through Athens.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you got to, right?
No,
No,
it's
you
north
don't.
of Atlanta.
You don't?
It's north,
Oh, yeah.
It's northeast of Atlanta.
Norther.
I mean, I guess he's running. My dad was like, "How long did that take him?" I was like, "We didn't run on the interstate, so probably about 18 hours a day running, maybe. I mean, walking."
I don't know. He's a fit dude. Probably a little jog, a little walk.
He definitely has lost some weight though.
He was always fit. I mean, he's always.
But he
been
lost
fit.
weight because he's been walking. He walked 400 miles.
And there's not a lot of places to. You don't want to carry a bunch of food on your back.
No,
And there's not a lot of McDonald's to stop at on.
wherever.
Wherever. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he'd got a good map of where to go.
Yeah.
I would see. The thing is, there's a difference between me and like a man like Ken and a man like me. If I'm gonna have to walk from here to Atlanta, my map is going to be going by places I want to eat at.
Yeah, exactly.
Not that I need to eat at,
Yeah.
but if I'm going to be walking all the way to Athens and Atlanta,
You gotta hit that barbecue
you get the
joint.
barbecue space. Hey, that little slider
gotta
spot
hit-
I told you about.
gotta hit the soul food restaurant over here.
in Dublin. I got to go by there.
That'll be the time you definitely burn those calories off.
Right off. But if you hit the soul food place, though, you're like, if you're trying to leave, you're all lethargic.
If you don't know what we're talking about, our buddy Ken Yasker, he works with me. He's running for governor, and he walked from here to the state capitol. And those were his adventures. Atlanta. Yeah, not D.C. And maybe after we get some more info, we'll talk about it more on the next podcast,
some
maybe. But I'll go to my Karens and Darrens.
You want to?
Yeah, we'll just share it in the middle. So like we spoke
The
about,
baby's back.
Like we spoke about earlier, last night was Tybee Idol. Now here's what happens at Tybee Idol: we take all of the tables off of our deck and set them down in the parking lot because we substitute them with lots of chairs so that all the parents can watch their kids. So the whole deck is completely standing room only, almost shoulder to shoulder. People in the middle of the crowd will walk up and go, "Hey, I'd like some pizza," right? I'm like, "Okay."
And they're 10 feet from you.
And I'm like, "Okay, listen, tell me your name, and you got to check back every, 20 minutes. Maybe don't wait 20 minutes at least first.
Yeah.
But I'm about to go take this ticket into the back, and I'm gonna give you an estimate, and I'm gonna overestimate it, so that
Yeah.
So I would take tickets back. 5 minutes later, these kids are on the goddamn escalator. They're going, "Hey, you think our pizza's ready?" I'm like,
In a time less than it takes to cook pizza. If you were the first ticket.
if you were the first ticket and there was no one there, it wouldn't be done this fast.
Yeah.
So probably 20. No, all right. Let me not exaggerate this. I probably said this 8 times, 8 legitimate times. I was like,
Wait,
yeah.
the same people?
No.
God.
8 different sets of people. I only have to say this once to people before they get it. I go,
Ooh.
I know we don't look that busy right now, but it's going to take a little while. And then they'll go.
As your porch is full of people. There's 300 people there.
It took them 10 minutes to walk from their seat to get to me. I know we don't look busy right now, but it's going to take a little while for your pizza. And then they'll go, but, hey. And then a little bit later, I had a friend of mine walk up to the side door. And she goes, "Hey, now's probably not a good time to try and talk to you, huh?" I said, Fucking right, it's not. Holy shit, thank you. You know, somebody saw.
You didn't have a doorman this year?
No doorman.
I think I doormaned last year.
You doorman last year, and Pat Burns doormaned.
Another event.
Could have used him.
Yeah.
I could have used him for the same person that he doormaned.
Oh, no.
Good God. It was.
Oh, Dorman Darcy?
Oh, man, it was a goddamn nightmare, buddy.
Oh, my God. So, is that your Karen?
No, the Karen is.
She's Karen a lot.
Yeah. The Karen is the underwear. Look, man. And the thing was, the kitchen was pumping. They were good. But then food would come out, and Dave is over 3/4 away into the crowd. I'm not going to weave through there.
Yeah, you got to come get it, Dave.
You got to come get it, Dave.
This is not a hot and juicy.
So I'm out there
for
like,
you.
and I'm not going to yell Dave because he's not going to hear me anyways because there's some kid doing the national anthem.
Yeah.
You know?
Could you before you sing your song, could you ask if tell Dave if he's ready?
Hey, tell Dave a slice of pepperoni that he had to have at 9:40 is ready. Okay. Good God.
At least you know today your phone's not ringing at all, huh? Phone's off the hook.
Off the hook, baby.
Not off the chain.
Not-
off the hook.
So you don't have a Karen, but you have like a.
I have just a kind of a troubling story.
Okay, good. That's
Okay,
what
so
we're
I-
all about here.
So I have a customer at the pretty top last week. There's a giant, unbeknownst to me, there's a giant party in the other room, and there's a giant party in the other room.
No, it's just that
I'm a
camera's
little-
wonky. Whatever.
Whatever.
It's all right.
I can fix it. In
There's
a
a
mix.
party. There's a party in the other room. A party in the other room. They're spending some good money that I'm not waiting on. This three top sits down, and I realize that one of the guys at my table is the head of this event. He's just not dining with them. So I'm like, okay, I'm nice to everybody. Everybody gets about sitting, but he's going to get a little level up. It's two guys about 45, 50, and a guy about 78 to 100, an older guy, and he was nice. Whatever they want, let's get it for them. I'm like, what do you want to drink? They're deferring to age before definitely beauty in this case. And he's a nice guy. And he said, he goes, what should I tip? And I said, $7,000 without missing a beat. And they all start laughing. And the guy who's at the party goes, you wouldn't overlook this guy, but he's from Venezuela. And I was like, I was thinking Colombia, but yeah, I can see that. And they're like, ha ha. I was like, I don't get the fucking joke. But I'm like, well, if he's got that oil money, $7,000, not far off. I don't get $7,000 tip for you.
Well, no, I just meant do Venezuelans hate Colombians or something?
Oh, I don't know.
See, you can be like, oh, I mistook you like a Kiwi for an Australian.
Could be a soccer football thing.
Maybe that's why he peed in his pants.
Venezuelan? I'll show you.
Because he stands up, and it had the looks of like it wasn't 5 minutes ago. And I don't know how he's behind the other two guys. They're kind of helping him downstairs, but I don't know how to go, hey, this guy's got pee in his pants. So I tried to wipe it off. It got super hard, and it got awkward. And I was like, that's a Venezuelan thing. I've ever seen one.
Was it salty?
Venezuelan.
Okay.
And so I'm like, but what do you do? How do you? I want to help because I'm a salty for old people.
Yeah.
As long as they don't call me racist, and and I'm just like, I don't know how to tell them it needs a little help there. Maybe he knows and he's going to take care of it.
Was it like dribble or full on?
It was. He had like.
Oh yeah, that's full on.
It was a limp dick piss. His
Yeah.
pants. It wasn't like down his pant legs, but it's like he had sat in it for a
was
minute.
enough, yeah.
I didn't go smell the chair to see when you do something with the chair. I saw the Graham goes, you should mark that chair so you don't sit in it. And I was like, I don't sit in the chairs in that area. We don't get to sit down a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
And so
I'm not sitting a lot at my job.
When I tell you about the guy, the new line cook one day, in the service station, we have all of our bags hanging up. They keep the kitchen and front of the house bags separated just because we have a lot of cash.
Just like the blacks and the whites in the dining room.
We have black servers. But yes, we keep the server bags in the white room and the kitchen bags in the black. No. And so this guy, he's been there. I've never seen him before. And he's out in the dining room talking on his phone. I was like, hey, man, you can't talk on your phone in the dining room. I don't know where you worked before, but you have to go to the kitchen or outside. He's like, man, I was like, go in the kitchen. Like, I'm trying to be nice to the guy. I don't know you at all.
Yeah.
And he comes back in the kitchen. I'm explaining what's going to happen to this party to two of our new kitchen guys. So I don't have an apron on. He thinks I'm the manager. So he starts asking me all these questions about the menu. He doesn't even know any of this shit that I'm talking about. I'm placating him and telling him stuff. So he thinks I'm a manager at this point, which is fine.
The mayonnaise manager.
The mayonnaise manager. Hey. That's what the ladies call me. It's like reminds me of that song.
Both of these stories are like singing voodoo at a children's charity event. Good God.
So I come in the service station, And he's sitting in a fucking chair that he's dragged out of the dining room into the service station. He's behind like those dressing walls. He's dragged his chair back there, and he's just sitting there on his phone. And I was like, "What are you doing, buddy?" He's like, "Man, I need a break from this." You can't sit down. You have to go upstairs and in the break room. You can't sit down back here in the server station. And he's like, "Man," and I'm like, "There's 3 servers around him. You know what they're all doing? Nothing but standing up on their phones.
Yeah,
You got to stand. But also, you brought this chair from a table into the break, like the server area where we have like our stuff. He's back to where all of our stuff is.
yeah.
And so
It's like people got to. It's a nuisance for someone to be sitting there. You want to go grab some stuff.
he's in the way.
Yeah, he's
so
in
I
the
put
way.
the chair back.
I don't care if you're sitting
I put the chair
somewhere.
back where it belongs. I go do some stuff. I come back, and guess who's back on the
on the
motherfucking
fucking
escalator?
escalator.
This kid has dragged the chair back into the area. Now he's facing our stuff. So this is a brand new kitchen guy. Nobody knows this guy. Nobody knows this guy, and it barely moved that one. He barely knows this guy. We barely know this guy, and he's facing our stuff. And I'm like, hey, buddy, remember me from 5 minutes ago?
The manager.
The mayonnaise manager.
That one time a long time ago.
Here they call me Duke. Dukes. You're gonna be putting yours up in a minute here, you idiot. I said, oh, look, you can't be back here for a myriad of reasons. Myriad, not the best word to use to this guy. He didn't know what the fuck I said. I'm like, look, you can't be back here because you can't sit down at work. You have to go upstairs. But also, you're facing everyone's belongings. So if something goes missing, which hopefully it doesn't, you're going to get blamed immediately. He's like, man, stealing. I was like, I know. Probably not stealing anything. But
Don't put yourself in that
put yourself in a suspect situation. So he goes back to the kitchen, pulls a bucket from somewhere, and sits on that. Guess how long it took us from the kitchen to go, hey, man, get your ass up. So he gets up. I go do some stuff. Come back. You guessed it. Back close. But now the chair's over 2 feet. But it's up against the wall, blocking the refrigerator we got to get into. I'm like, I'm not saying anything. It's my job. I'm going to the next the real manager. And I'm like, hey, that new kitchen guy is sitting in the search. She goes, again? I was like, when? She goes, yesterday. I'm like, come on. So she goes back there and goes, hey, man, I told you yesterday you can't be here. Get out of there right now. So he like kind of throws the chair to the side, walks out the front door. He's on his phone.
Jesus.
Walking out the front door and just walks off. He's gone for, I mean, he quit.
Yeah.
He's gone for 20 minutes, comes back, and just starts working again. And the front of the house doesn't manage the back of the house, and vice versa. But she walks over to the chef and is like, come here. She goes, that guy was sitting in the service station last night and tonight 3 times tonight. We told him not to. He left for 20 minutes. And he's like, he said he was upstairs using the bathroom. She goes, he walked out of the front door and walked back in 5 minutes ago and went back there to work. He's like, oh, okay, cool. She's like, all right, thanks. So let him work just a rush and goes, hey, come here a minute. You're fired. Didn't give him like any talk at all. Goes, you're fired. So he walks out.
Let him work the rush.
So he walks out. And guess who gets the mean mug? The mayonnaise manager.
Yeah, the mayonnaise manager right there.
And he just stares at me, and I was like, have a good one, buddy.
Yeah.
Like, are you going to find me and fight me for your problem? Like, you're not going to win the fight. You're 25 years old. I got old man strength, anger, and skills. And this guy did not know how to fight or hold his pants up correctly.
Yeah.
So, you know.
I'm powered by mayonnaise, motherfucker.
Yeah. You get beat with a jar of Dukes. So, yeah, that's,
Well,
so, okay.
That's
I want to talk about Shay for a minute.
Okay,
my buddy Shay passed away a week before. I talked about him a little bit last week.
A little love for the end of the.
Hold up, we're gonna get
some last call love.
For Shay. We're going to give him a little. He will definitely be brought up again, but.
We should start doing this more, but last call. We had the idea a million years ago. Be like, last call, it's our last topic.
Yeah. I can't do it for 15 minutes, but sure, we'll try.
We're well over. We're good.
My glasses don't work at all. Oh, they're invisible. So yesterday I hosted a service for Shay's life. Family didn't want to do a service right now, so I took it upon myself and my friends to kind of plan one. You know, some of my friends, I planned a service with them helping somewhat. And shout out to my buddy Larry and his wife Sydney. They hosted the after service event at their house for us to eat and gather and marry. So we met at Daffin Park at noon. And shout out to my buddy Artie Wilcox, who runs Insomniac Entertainment, who we were like, can we borrow? I told Jason just to find a karaoke machine. And so he's like sending pictures of these little tiny ass machines.
Yeah, Artie's a good dude.
Yeah, Artie, the one man party.
Yeah.
And so Artie, I grew up with Artie. I just forgot about him. And there's a lot going on. And Justin goes, I can call Artie. I'm like, oh shit, yes, call Artie. Well, what he sent over was you weren't going to buy this in Walmart or the music store. This thing was louder than all shit. We found a place at 5 o'clock on Saturday. Oh, this is where we're going to be. There's good shade. We got plugs right here.
Oh, yeah.
But at noon on a Sunday, the sun's not in the same motherfucking spot.
Yeah.
It was cooking like 5 feet from this thing. So we're 35, 40 feet away in the shade under some oak trees. And I'm like, we have Bluetooth mic. I have my phone Bluetooth to the thing to play some music. All good. Sounded fine. I spoke. A couple of people spoke. Tears. We know had good. There's probably about 80 to 100 people there.
Nice.
At that, and probably about another 70 at Larry's. Some different, but the same. Went well. 25 minutes in and out.
Couple songs.
I can. Shay deserves the playlist.
Yeah.
So I with the help of some other friends, we started off with "Shine on You, Crazy Diamond"
There you go.
by Pink Floyd, which is a great song. Just for people to kind of. That's like playing while everybody's getting situated.
That's good warm up.
It's 13 minutes long.
Yeah.
"When We Were Young" by Soulja. It's a reggae song.
White boy reggae. Gotcha.
White boy reggae. "Angel Sun" by Seven Dust. A song he learned how to play the guitar. One of his girl he dated for like 3 years, Joanne.
Yeah.
They learned how to play that on the guitar together, and he taught her daughter how to play that song on the guitar.
Let me guess the next song. Voodoo Godsmack.
If you guessed the next song, if I could give you guys I'm talking, and look, it's not an obscure song. You've both heard it a bunch.
Shake It Off, Taylor Swift.
Now, do you know what this is? It'll come through you eventually.
Fraggle Rock.
Fraggle Rock.
Oh shit! I haven't heard that in years.
Dance tears away. And these for another day. Years away.
That's awesome.
Down to Fraggle Rock.
So cool.
Oh man.
Yeah, because Shay had a Fraggle Rock tattoo down his leg onto his foot.
Shut up! Really,
Yeah.
Mowgli?
Yeah, he had like
All of them?
all of his leg, all of his calf, all the way down the other side of his leg.
Shut up.
He had like the gang. He had the Fraggle.
Did he
all
have the
of them.
dozers as well?
He had everybody in there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very
You know what
nice.
was fucked up about Fraggle Rock? You remember the dozers? They built little structures
Yeah.
down there. They would go eat the fucking things. These poor little guys would build it all.
Well, I think it was meant to be like a symbiotic relationship. Like they lived
the
to
last
build these
couple
structures.
Sure.
They lived to build these structures, and then there was like, eat it.
Eat it, yeah. You're letting us live here.
Yeah, we get back to we're getting back to work.
Yeah, because their motto was work the day away.
Yep.
Plagues for another day.
Yep.
The dozers, yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
You work, we'll eat it.
Said the porn star.
Yeah, you work, we'll eat it. Yeah, the male and the female. Anyway, so then we talked. I did a little intro. I'm not going to read what I said because
That was a funky ass bass line in that Fraggle Rock.
Yeah.
I've never noticed it until now.
Yeah. I talked about Shay some. He loved everybody. He loved music. He found a way to love you. Everybody had a different way they loved Shay, and Shay would find a way to connect with you. If it wasn't music, it was football, baseball, whatever, skateboarding. He would find something.
Panic attacks.
Panic attacks about bees and honey. Yeah, He-Man, Fraggle Rock. He had every He-Man character, every action figure.
Yeah.
And I'm not like being hyperbolic here that he had some. He had Merman
Yeah.
in his shower on the wire because he would suction cup and stick to the wall. Merman had suction cups on him.
Yeah.
Merman was hanging, and then he had somebody else on the wire. He had Castle Grayskull and the other one.
Yeah.
Like he had, but
He had She-Ra. He had the whole gang.
when he got married, his wife was like, he pulled him out of his mom's attic. Was like, look, he had everything, and she was like, can I put him up all over the house? She's like, yep. So the thing is, there's just various He-Men in various parts of the home. So you'd be hanging out, there's like a motherfucker in a tree.
You open the microwave.
Yeah, that was the burnt one. That was burnt He-Man. So
Dude, He-Man action figures were fucking dope because
Yeah.
you rolled the more damage they got, you rolled their chest piece
Yeah.
over, and
Yeah.
it became more damage.
and a couple of them you could turn their face.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There was dope. And they
I can see why he loved them.
yes. And so, but
By
then
the power of Grayskull.
by the power of
I
Grayskull,
used to stick a stick down the back of my shirt.
dude, who didn't do that?
pull it out.
By the power of Grayskull. Bamboo. I would do bamboo.
You had bamboo.
Bamboo.
I had rough, rugged ass sticks. I had a scratch back from the age of 5 until 9.
And then our buddy Hardy talked from Louisiana, who was known Shay forever and a day. Our friend Larry talked, and then our buddy Charlie worked with the Garibaldi's talked. Charlie was the only one that made me cry because he just it was just cool because he didn't know Shay as well as all of us, but he still knew him pretty well. Worked with them for like 8 years.
Yeah.
And then shout out to my buddy Jason. I'm sorry. He had said, "You don't remember me talking to you at 1:30 the other night? You said I was going to talk to you." And I was like, "If I ever have a conversation with you at 1:30 in the morning, the week my best friend died, I was drunk. I was mother fucking drunk. I had a few conversations that week, okay?
Yeah.
And I made some promises that I lived up to many as I could, but on like Thursday night or Friday morning, my buddy Max was like, yeah, we'll be there tomorrow to stay with you. And I was like, for what? He's like, for the funeral, the service. I was like, oh, shit. I'm supposed to have Charlotte and Sean over, Max over, Richard and somebody else. I had promised more people than I had to bet. I was out of recliners with the amount of promises I made, okay? That's 3 recliners, and that's 3 beds, with 2 of which could hold 2 people.
I was a part of one of those late night conversations, and we had 3 sections, and I defined the sections by you re-asking me the same 2 questions. Now I can't remember what they were, but you were like, "Have you seen the new this?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, man, I saw it." And then about 20 minutes later, you'd be like, "Yeah, so anyways, have you seen the new this?" I was like,
wait, that was Thursday.
That was probably Thursday, yeah.
Because that was a no medicine Clint day, because I got so drunk on Wednesday. I slept late. I woke up past 2 or 3. I don't take the ADHD medicine. And so while I can hold a coherent thought for about 45 seconds to 10 minutes, as soon as the switch goes, tick, tick, my brain goes, first time to go.
Yeah.
What's you thinking about
I
the
wasn't
most?
begrudging you for it. I was like, oh, man, nah, buddy, I haven't seen it.
When you go through trauma, you just let it go.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? And I'm like, I wasn't sleeping very well, and I was just...
Because normally I'd be a little snarky and be like, same answer as the first time you asked me.
Your Honor. Yeah. So Jason goes, I wanted to talk. And I was like, he's standing next to me, and I said, I'm going to let Hardy, Charlie, Larry, and then I'll do some finishing stuff unless anybody else has anything they want to say. So he meandered over there, but I thought he was coming to give us like emotional support, like hug on us. Because what do you do? Okay, I'm hosting, I'm emceeing my friend's memorial service. When the other people are talking, do you stand next to them and put your hand on their shoulder and hug on them? Do you step away? You definitely hug in and out.
Yeah.
But what do you do? Especially if they start crying, do you go over there?
Here's the thing. The concerning, caring hand could bring the tears on.
I'm sitting there thinking
that. Or they could stop the tears. It's one or the other.
I'm watching, and these are people I care greatly. I mean, I love all 3 of these men, but I've loved Hardy for a very long time. He took care of all of us. We were in fucked up parts of our lives, and we just dealt with us being idiots, and including one time we rolled a Shay. Shout out to Shay. We had talked about this when he was on the podcast, but Shay, there was a thing called a Tybee blunt out here. Kelly, do you remember the Tybee blunt?
I'm no.
I think they were out of.
You would know. So it was a cigar, about a foot long.
Yeah,
and you buy it.
It was a rite of passage for every pothead kid on Tybee
to try to roll a blunt with it.
To try and roll a blunt with this nasty cigar that was probably
imagine a Swisher Sweet from the 1800s.
Yeah,
it was drier than Grandma's pussy.
None of them were made later than the 90s.
Okay.
And
so they're dry as shit. So you gotta put work on this thing,
and at least a 1/4 ounce of weed in there, if not a half.
Shay goal was to put an ounce. Ooh. And Shay was a very, very good blunt roller.
Yeah, if you were to put an ounce in there, it would be the same size as it started. Which, if you're a blunt roller,
I had an idea.
That's hard to do.
Let's bring some Optimo leaves into this situation, and we'll use those at the outside. Slow down the burn, which I don't know why you need to slow down the burning now. An ounce in a joint. Shay gets literally 1.5 grams, 2 grams shy of an ounce in this thing. And now it's a 4 cigarette break debacle. You know, You get to a point where you can stop, you come back, you just get your hands a break. He gets it done. And him, my buddy Brian joins us an hour into this thing. And then we're like texting.
Into the rolling or into the smoking?
And we're calling people like, please come help us with this. And it's like, this is 2002 or 3. So we're smoking some outdoor, it's good weed, but it's not great weed. There were seeds in there.
Yeah.
And he didn't get them all. But our roommate Hardy and his wife Katrina are sleeping, the guy I said I love. And so we're once we're about an hour in, we're like, hey, let's go just crack their door. That's all you got to do. We smoke a Tybee blunt in the house. So we just go crack their door. And we just go crack their door. And so she smoked some, he smoked a lot, but he got up and was like, dude, what the fuck? And I was like, what do you mean? We're on the couch, so it's like 6 in the morning, and he's like, there's a cloud in here, a full cloud. He goes, a midget could survive. That's about it. It was like, and Brian is working at the hotel next to us called the Clubhouse Inn. We was Chuck E. Cheese Clubhouse Inn in our house. It was the only house there. So his phone would work from that far away. So he would just sit like by the door and hang out. And then someone would call him and be like, I'm at the front desk. He'd be like, all right, I'll be right there. And we'll just walk back over there. Or we'd go over there and raid the overnight breakfast stuff at like 2 a.m.
Shut up.
Oh, that was the best.
What a move.
Or I get rooms when I didn't live there. I go get a room and like,
dang.
And he's like, just make the bed back.
Dang.
Yeah, I listen. Sorry, we slept in a clubhouse in bed.
Yeah, there's a secret down here on Tybee if you want food after 2:45 a.m. But I'm not going to tell anyone because that's Kelly's secret. All right, guys. Well,
yeah.
Thank you.
I'm going to just finish this story real quick.
Oh,
sorry,
I didn't. I'm sorry.
So, okay, we finished talking. I just said my goodbyes. You want to catch us? Shay would want to see the Falcons game. He would. So I was like, look, at 12:25, let's wrap it up. And so we pieced out with, I guess that's what they call it, the blues by Elton John.
Yeah, talked about that.
And your song by Elton John.
Oh yeah,
I played that one for me.
Okay,
and it didn't make me cry because I had to get from the crowd back to the speakers every second or every few minutes, and that 94-degree heat just cooked the life out of me. So we went to Larry's house, drank, ate 45 Bistro provided Thanksgiving dinner, turkey breast, macaroni and cheese, 4 cheese macaroni and cheese, mashed potatoes, gravy. So we grubbed, ate, smoked a bunch of weed, hung out, told stories. It was nice.
That's nice to
and
have.
Nothing else happened. Not another.
No.
You know what? On next week's Patreon, maybe you'll hear about those. We'll give you a little dose of what happened.
But weirdly, it's like, you know how funeral food, not funeral, this wasn't a funeral, but grieving food. It's either like you're smashing food or you're just not touching anything. So it's nice if you're able to eat.
Oh, this is the chef of 45 Bistro made this food that came to the carving for us.
Yeah.
So like we're getting the primo. Shay worked combined. We worked there like 10 years. So we're getting the primo treatment of this, and like it's not like their regular macaroni and cheese. This is like what they put like a small square of on a fucking plate with pork with short ribs or something. It's the macaroni and cheese was gone almost as fast as turkey, and then some guy there. I'm not sure if he got hit by a car or his mom just did it to him before he was born, but he was very and he was over there. He was over there grabbing turkey and sticking pieces of it into the gravy with his hands. And Fredo was like, "Hey man, stop doing that. None of this is finger food." He goes, "The wings are finger food." And Fredo was like, "But these aren't the wings." And I was like, "Did he have the wing of the turkey? Because he might have got you." Sorry, we'll fly out on that wing.
Yeah, let's fly out. Hey Shay, we love you, brother. And
we love you guys too.
We love you guys too. And
please support us on Patreon.
And if you want to follow us on Instagram, that would be cool. And if you want to subscribe, all you got to do is click the link tree.
You get high talking about Shay? Click on the link tree and we get links to almost everything.
Almost everything, yeah. And we'll see you guys next week, also with a Patreon.